So clutch or brake first? Which one? Now, I get asked that question quite often. It's a very common question to be asked, especially by learner drivers, especially if you're just learning to drive and you're fresh to it. But it's like asking which came first, the chicken or the egg? Let's find out. Now, the answer isn't really simple, as there are different methods for different situations and different speeds. But it's usually brake and then clutch down. But let's look at all the different variations that there are. So like I said, the most common way is actually brakes and then clutch. But you can, in some situations, clutch down first and then brake. Or you can just brake. Or you can just put the clutch down. Or, on a very rare occasion, you can press both almost at the same time. It's different ways for different speeds. So method one is clutch and then brake. Okay, you're not going to use this a lot, but you will when you're in first gear. So when you would use this is when you're just in slow moving traffic and you're only in first gear. Now, the idea to put the clutch down first before the brake is so that you don't stall the car. If you were to brake and then clutch down while you're in first gear, remember, in first gear you're going to be doing in this car no more than 8, maybe 10-ish miles an hour. So ideally it's clutch down and then brakes. Okay, let me show you that. Okay, so let's say we're already moving away, we're in slow moving traffic, okay, and the cars in front of us are slowing down. We also need to slow down. Okay, so I would clutch down first of all and then brake. Or you can use it if you were parking up as well, similar sort of situation. So here I know I'm going to park up, so it's clutch down and then brake, and that will actually stop the car from stalling. If you don't do it that way, if you are just in first gear and you brake and then clutch, let's see what actually happens. So I'm clear to move away. So I'm just in first gear. So if I was to brake and then clutch down, here's I'm braking now, really hear the car struggling. Now the car's still trying to pull it, you know, the clutch is still trying to pull the car. I'm braking quite hard here. Look there, can you see that? It won't let me go. Now if I put the clutch down, that happens. Okay, it's just literally stopped quite suddenly, and my light's fallen down as well. So let's look at the next method. So the method 2 is the main method. Is going to be brake and then clutch down. Okay, now this is if you're in any other gear than first gear. So if you're in second, third, fourth, fifth, or sixth, it's brakes and then clutch. When would you use this? Well, when you're slowing down to either stop, or you're going to slow down to take a corner, left or right. You're going to slow down enough to change down a gear. It's always brakes, then clutch. The reason to do the brake before the clutch is the engine brake will actually help you to slow down. If you put the clutch down first or too early, there's no engine braking involved. We'll talk about engine braking in a moment. So it's always brakes and then clutch. Let me show you some examples. So we'll move away. It's looking clear. There's no one coming. No need to signal. So if I was going to park up here on the left-hand side now, I can just pull in. Now it's gently brake. Then I can put my clutch down. And I continue gently braking as I'm gently parking up as well. Okay, it's literally as simple as that. And then you can go handbrake and neutral. Let's look at another example of turning as well. So we're looking clear, it's okay to go. I'm going to take this left turn here. And let's imagine we were in third gear here, okay? So I'm going to take this left turn. So I'm taking my mirror signal, gently brake, now clutch down, pop it back into second gear, off the brakes, and hold the buy point slowly off the clutch as I take the corner. Okay, and again the same thing here. If I wanted to pull up here on the left hand side, I can just park up, gently brake, and then clutch down. Leaving the clutch fully down, taking the power away from the engine is what we want it to do. That's it, and then we stop, secure. Simple as that. The other situations where we can use it is if you're approaching traffic lights, zebra crossings, a roundabout or something, or you're in, you know, a bit more faster moving traffic, braking first, then clutch down. That's the main way to actually do it. Method 3 is just brake, not to put the clutch down this time, all right? And this you're going to use in when you're driving in traffic or wherever else, which is normally driving actually, and you have to slow down for some reason, maybe slow down for a parked car, an oncoming car, and it doesn't warrant a gear change. And if you don't need a gear change, then you don't need to put the clutch down. So let's have a look at that. And that's actually quite an easy way to do it. So let's go around the corner and let's see if if there's any situations I can find where, in fact here now, I can just ease off the gas pedal for the corner and I'm not braking just yet or putting the clutch down. Now there's a car that's parked here, so I'm just off gas and I've actually just slowed the car down using the engine braking. Okay, and I can go back on the gas pedal. Now I can gently brake. It's a junction, so we do need to stop it with the clutch down. Have a good look. If it's safe, I can carry on. All right, let's go. Now, here. Now imagine this parked car here would be causing me an issue. So all I can do is gently brake, go around it, off the brakes and carry on. Now that's really handy if you've got a vehicle coming towards you as well. That's called a meeting situation. That's for another lesson, okay? So, let's try that again around this corner. Let's see if I get in any of the sort of situations where I just need to slow down. So, this is my next gear. Now, if I needed to slow down for any reason here, I can just gently brake. Doesn't really warrant a gear change because I haven't got down to enough speed. Now I can just go straight back on the gas pedal and continue moving. Okay, the sun's actually really bright today, so I hope you can actually see what we're doing here. Okay, let's see that again. Coming round into a corner. Here it is. Alright, now I can just ease off gas, maybe gently brake. No idea what's around the corner. Doesn't need a gear change, so don't need to put the clutch down. And then once I can see it's clear to go, I can go back on the power and off we go again. Let's park up. And that's as simple as that. Okay, so that method is brakes and no clutch. So now let's look at another method. This one is clutch down, pretty much only, okay, or in the very last second, brake, all right? So an example of when you would use this is on a hill, which if you're driving up a hill and you need to slow down for a set of traffic lights that might be red, or slow moving traffic, you might, when you get a little bit closer, you can put the clutch down. Now what you're going to do is actually use the hill to slow you down, which is why we're not going to brake or brake so much. All right, most of the time you're not going to brake with this. Let's look at, I'm on a slight incline hill here, not too bad. I could do with a little bit slightly higher hill, but let's see what we can actually do on a hill. Okay, so here's my second gear. Now all I can do here is I can off gas. Now if I go and want to park up on the left hand side, I can actually first of all here put the clutch down. I'm not actually touching the brake pedal, the car is slowing down. I'm using the hill to help me slow down. I've still not touched the brake pedal, as you can see, and look, we're coming to come to a stop. And at the very last second, gently brake, and that should prevent the car from rolling backwards. Remember, we don't want the car to roll backwards. You might have another car right behind you, especially when you're in slow moving traffic at the traffic lights or whatever else, and you don't want to roll back and hit them. Okay, so at the very last second you brake. So that was quite an easy method way to do it. So method 5 is you're going to brake and clutch pretty much at the same time. Now there's only one really time that you're going to use this method, and that's in an emergency stop, when you need to stop the car very quickly. For example, a kid's run out in front of you, or a car's pulled out of a junction and you're very close. Like if you don't brake firmly, you're going to crash into them or to the car or something. So that's when you would actually brace and clutch at pretty much the same time. Well, the actual way is brakes and then clutch, but it's a very fast connection, very fast movement. Okay, so literally you'll be going brakes and clutch straight down. Okay, that's only in an emergency. Now let's look at putting that all into a drive. Okay, using all those variations, maybe not the very last one, the emergency stop. Let's look at all of those: brakes then clutch, or clutch then brake, or just the brake, or even just the clutch on a hill. So let's look at all those different variations. As soon as this car goes, we can actually move away. So looking clear, let's slowly carry on. So moved away. Okay, I'm into my third gear. Now that car in front of us is braking, so I'm off gas. I'm going to gently brake here. He's moving away, I'm off the brakes. I don't need to put the clutch down. In certain situations, what you can do is cover the clutch. So you're going to put your foot over the clutch pedal already, just in case you do need to use it. In this case, I didn't. Now, this car is actually slowing down and braking, as you can see. So I'm going to brake and then clutch down. There's another way. Okay, so we will go left here actually. Okay, so I'm prepared. I'm in my next gear. It's clear to go. Let's carry on. Okay, so now we're going to go down a hill. Now the effects of downhill and uphill also make some sort of difference. Okay, now here what I can do is to maintain a pace. I can just come off the gas pedal. Okay, I'm still doing 24 miles an hour. Okay, and if you're going up a hill, the car will slow you down a lot. Now there's a hill up here as well, actually, so I can add a little bit more gas. Now if I come off the gas pedal when I'm going up a hill, the car slows down quite a bit. And as you can see, it's reduced speed quite a bit now, a lot, without me touching any of the pedals. Okay, so let's carry on going around this way. It's clear to carry on, so let's go. Now again, I'm coming down quite a big hill. So we're on a 40-mile-an-hour road, so I can get the speed. It's nice and safe and clear to do so. I'm into my 5th gear. Now I can see the lights are just starting to change there to green. So nobody's really moving very quickly, so I'm not going to accelerate too much. I'm doing 34 miles an hour, and look, I'm just gathering pace. I'm getting up to speed. Okay, now they're moving quite a bit more, so now I can actually start to add a bit of gas. Okay, but now let's have a look. We know there's a roundabout coming up ahead, so we know people are going to slow down. So again, let's look at which method I'm going to use. So there is gently brake. Okay, clutch down this time as well. Yeah, this one needed a clutch down as well. Okay, now I'm just keep on gently braking until I come to a stop. Choose my correct gear, and then yep, I can slowly move away. Off we go into my next gear. Going uphill again. So remember, up a hill, the car needs that little bit extra power, so we're just going to add a little bit more gas to keep going. Okay, so here's our turn coming up, so we're going to take this left turn here. So again, I'm braking. Now I'm in 4th gear, so we can't take the corner in 1st gear and 4th gear, so I've got to put the clutch down. Okay, pop to my 2nd gear, taking the turn, and now I can start to bring the clutch up. So again, that variation was brakes and then clutch down. Now I'm going up a slight hill here, and if I wanted to slow down and park up somewhere, where there's anywhere, I can actually just use the brake pedal, or if we're going uphill, I can come off gas, I can actually put my clutch fully down, and it's slowing down here, look, okay? So we'll bring the clutch back again, and I haven't touched the brake pedal yet, and let's park up here on the left-hand side. I'm using the hill to slow me down. Okay, so here, I can clutch down without braking. So I've also used that in 2nd gear this time, gently brake here to a stop. So this time I actually use that in 2nd gear rather than 1st gear, because like I said earlier, this mainly you're going to use in 1st gear, which is a good one. But normally here, if you're in 2nd gear, it would be brakes and then clutch down. So that was just to show you what you can actually do in that. So guys, as a quick summary, if you're in 1st gear, then it's clutch down first. Okay, if you're in 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or 5th, it's brakes, then clutch down. Think about your rev range as well. Once you get down to that 1,000 marker, when you're slowing down, get the clutch down regardless of what gear you're in. Simple as that. Keep it easy, keep it simple. Now, I hope all of that makes a lot of sense to you. Try it out. Start to practice all of that. It will get better and better and better. And eventually what you'll do, you will stop looking at the rev counter, and you will actually listen to the engine sounds. You'll know when the car is struggling. Remember, if this car's making that rumbly sort of noise as you're slowing down and not putting the clutch down, you know the clutch is down too late, okay? Now feel free to ask any questions, drop them down in the comments below. And as always, subscribe and like this video, and I'll see you next time.